I think you've heard of Greg Scarpa. A lot of people have asked me about Greg. Now, he was a captain in our family. He was very close to Persico, but there was an interesting thing about Greg Scarpa that none of us knew. When I found out, I was like, oh my God, because I can't say I was very close to him, but we were captains together. We talked about a lot of things. A lot of stuff went on between us during the years that I was in that life, among us, I should say. And man, it wasn't good news for me when I heard that he was an informant. Now, what he had done, Greg, he was a pretty smart guy. Way back in the 60s, when he just came into the life, he was a soldier. He made a deal with the FBI. It was kind of an insurance policy for him. What did he do? The FBI needed some help. You probably don't recall this. I'm not familiar with it, but down in Mississippi, I think three people were killed by the Klu Klux Klan, and their bodies were burned. And the FBI actually enlisted Greg Scarpa to go down to Mississippi and find out where the bodies were buried and who did the killings. So Greg does his investigation. Remember, he's a mob guy. He goes into, he finds out. He goes into, I think, a television repair store, like he's going to buy a TV. The guy that owned the store was a Klu Klux Klan member. The guy takes the TV, carries it out to Greg's car. Greg, bang, hits him over the head, puts him in the back of the car, drives him out to the woods, beats the heck out of him, and then puts a gun in his mouth and tells him, you're going to tell me what happened with those bodies, where they're burned, where they are, or you're dead. Gives him up, right? Of course, the guy knew he was serious. So anyway, Greg kind of cemented his relationship with the FBI at that point in time, and he was a government informant, unbeknownst to us, for about 30 years. What kind of deal did he make? Greg was smart. He made a deal that he could never be revealed. He would never be called to testify in a case. His name was never be told to anybody, not even to prosecutors. It was only to the FBI agent that he was working with. Turned out he was working with an FBI agent called Lynn DeVecchio. And that became a whole fiasco. I'll get into that a little bit later. But anyway, throughout the war, Scarpa, who was a Persico ally, was committing murders. He was, and by the way, they called him the Grim Reaper. And they called him the Grim Reaper because he said he loved to kill people. As a matter of fact, he said he loved to kill people so much, when he killed somebody and buried the body, he wanted to dig out the body and kill the guy again. I mean, this is what he would say. I heard him say that. Anyway, that was him. So he was very active in the war on the Persico side, going after Little Vic's guys. And this was a big blowout afterwards. I mean, it turned out really bad because what happened throughout the course of the war, obviously everybody knew what was going on. The government was upset. People were dying in the streets. This raged on for about 2 years, like I said. And eventually, Greg got indicted. And again, they weren't supposed to tell the prosecution about what was going on. And it was said that he got so in bed, I would say, with DeVecchio that he was giving DeVecchio only the information that he wanted to give him. DeVecchio, they were saying, it came out afterwards, was kind of helping Scarpa, actually commit these murders. I don't know if it's true or not, but that was the word on the street. That's what came out, I believe, in court papers later on. DeVecchio, I know, had to retire under this big cloud. Even people in the FBI were upset with the relationship between DeVecchio and Scarpa. Actually, because of that relationship, some of the Colombo guys got off on a case that they were on trial. The defense witnesses went wild when they got this information. But anyway, it didn't work out well for Scarpa because he ended up getting indicted, getting convicted or pled guilty and got a 10-year prison sentence.